All right, so how many of you guys trade Twitter? I used to be one of those guys until I broke my heart. I'm losing 20%, not once, but twice. And I was like, I'm never trading this stock again. But I gotta admit, man, now is possibly a good time to trade Twitter, to go long. Yeah, to go long. And now I debated about this video today because I did not like the price action. I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do this damn video. Hey, let's look at the chart and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. Here is the Twitter chart. This is the weekly going back to, I don't know, about 2018 or so. So I'm just gonna zoom in, right, from last year's COVID low up until now and just kind of really just let you see that this one is easy, y'all, right? Easy trend line, totally bouncing off this thing for a year, right? Just about a year, perfect buy points every time it hits this trend line. I can pull up the daily and you can see what's happening with the daily. It's not really given super bounce action, but that's okay. That's okay because it's still above the trend line. But let's look at today's action. I'm gonna pull up the minute chart and I'm like, I planned on doing Twitter. And then I was like, I saw today's action. I'm like, I don't know about this Twitter thing, man. I don't know. But I'm like, F it. I'm going to do Twitter. We're going to talk about Twitter because it's still a possibility for a good buy. Now, this one is easy because it's right on the trend line. We don't have a lot of risk, right? Because right here, that candle that's kind of breached the trend line and went higher, that is our stop out candle. Now, that low is 52.34. Right, so that's below the candle, gives you a little room, and 52.34 right now is trading 53.35, so roughly about $1 worth of risk, right? So you can get in now and just stop out, below that low, because if we break that low, most likely we will head lower. Like I said, you can see over here we had a nice bounce, right? A one-day bounce on the line and up. Same here. Same here. This one is not too excited to bounce up out of there. And it's trading down today when the Qs are trading up 0.5%. So that's not good price action right there. So bringing it back to the weekly, I'm going to zoom in here and you could see how the weekly candle, and today is Friday. I mean, it's for the most part closing. It's going to close today most likely on the trend line, right? So I do like it. I do like the dollar risk. We go to the daily real quick and just kind of get a real close up of that candle we are watching ever so closely right there. Remove that drawing. That's not now that I'm looking at it like super close, I'll kind of remove that and then draw it again right there. We don't want to, damn. How can I draw a line? Anything below that, man, that's 52.34, and I would say go ahead and bounce. It's probably not going to happen to trade. But yeah, trading action sucks today, but it is oversold. Look at the stochastic. I mean, this thing is down. Yeah, it's one more thing I want to show you. Two more things. Actually, three more things. All right, so this video is getting overextended here. All right, so we got the daily up. Look at the volume here, right? Look at this volume. It was 88 million. The next day was 79 million. So that's roughly about 167 million shares, right? Traded when this thing, the average is 20 million. So 2 days of 167 million versus 40, I'm just timesing it by 2 versus 40 million on the average. I mean, that is huge. So that's a good point to get in. It's very oversold. The stochastic is just laying on like zero damn near, ready to just bounce up. And if you go to the weekly to get a better look from here to here, that's 35%. I mean, this thing took a 35% hit in 1 month, right? The high was February 22, right? Here we are, May 3rd, excuse me. Well, the week of May 3rd. It's roughly 2 months of 35% decline. So I think maybe now we can kind of catch some footing and start marching higher. How high, I don't know. Here's a level of resistance it will have to get through. I'm not saying it's going to get to an all-time high either. Just bounce off these lows to start heading higher, right? Look at the daily once again. Not good price action coming off that trend line, but I'm gonna believe in it a little bit. I'm gonna just keep an eye on this, and it's a $1 worth of risk. That's really all you risking. So if you trade the right share count according to what you have in your portfolio, $1 worth of risk, kind of do the math on that and just get out when it breaks that low. And I think it could set up for a good trade. All right, I had to cut in the video because I said there was 3 things I wanted to show you, and I didn't notice until I was editing the video that I didn't show you the 3rd thing. So quick, let's get to it. All right, so this is the option chain of Twitter, and I just wanted to point out the put-call ratio right now. You see how Twitter, I told you, was down 35%, but right now the put-call ratio is sitting at 0.396. That's almost 3-to-1 calls versus puts. You can see right here, the puts is traded at 38,300 puts have been traded, and the calls, 96,661 calls have been traded, putting that put call ratio at 0.39, almost 3-to-1. So I think there's a lot of interest in people wanting to see this thing go higher. Okay, so back to the video. Why Twitter's is just getting crushed, shellacked, because I know why. Because these guys came out a couple of months ago and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna double our earnings by 2023. Right, and then even a couple of months ago, yeah, we got the Twitter, the OnlyFans, right? The Twitter, where basically super followers or something, where they pay you to watch your tweets. I'm not paying anybody. So there was a lot of excitement, right? There was a lot of excitement going into the number. These guys getting the subscription thing. So they come out with earnings. It's like, you're the same old Twitter. They just crushing this stock. There's the gap down, and it's still heading down. So. Oh man, Twitter. It's the same thing since Twitter's been a company, right? You have these hard drops every, 8 months or so. Gosh, get rid of that screen. Every 8 months or so. So here we are. This is like the biggest one almost on record. Almost. Maybe this one looks a little big. That's 44%. So see, we're getting close to one of the biggest declines. So I think it might be able to catch its footing here right on trend. Why not, man? It's been on this trend line for a year, and let's see if it could play it up, and bounce off this thing and start heading higher. All right, so let me know what you think about Twitter. Let me know if you like this video. Subscribe. I need you guys to subscribe, like, hit the bell. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter as Dre Trades right here in the comments. Thanks for watching. Dre Trades, I'm out.